The fourth edict already burns for your world.
There. As you can see, it does 35 million damage. He doesn't have more health, so I actually don't know how much damage I do.
Affliction, we that dreamed. We in nightmare. We that are one. She of thought and mind. We that failed.
Look how big my AoE is. What the fuck, dude? Hey guys, what is going on? KingKongor here. I quickly want to talk about a new build I've created. This one does not use Ignite, no bleed, nothing. It's pure raw damage. It will probably get nerfed, but even after nerf, it should still be very functional. It is very endgame, super expensive, but can also work with yellow budget gear. So don't click away yet. This is for both starting and for super endgame. Let's jump into it. First, want to show the gear. I'm not going to go over yet, but you can get an idea. I mean, it has Instrumentus right now, super expensive, not required. Okay, so don't get scared yet. It has tremendous damage. As you can see, my Hammer of the Gods is at 500,000 and close to 600. I mean, 500,000. Yeah, 500,000 and close to 600k once you have like 30 raids. So it's absolutely insane. I'll quickly go over the gems real quick, starting with Mace Strike, Ruthless, Rage, Brutality, Overpower. Culling Strike just to finish off some mobs. You barely ever use this, just sometimes to finish something off, for example. Stampede, this is the important one. Bolt Infusion, Devastate, Momentum, Martial Tempo, Armor Explosion. And Armor Explosion still works because Devastate, Armor Explosion, and then you're shattering everything. So you have like a double explosion going on. Yeah, very strong stuff. Leap Slam just to basically escape stuff. The only thing that really matters here is Holy Descent, because look, right now I have 94, and then if I jump, let's see, 331. So it helps quite a lot. It's just an escape mechanic, really good stuff. The big one, the important one, big raw damage to kill bosses, usually in one shot, depending on your gear. Heavy Swing, Rage Forged, Heft, Fist of War, and Concentrated Effect. And this is an absolute nuke. I will show you at the end of the video how it works. It's a mechanic that was discovered, or at least brought to attention by Xanto POE. I'll leave a video in the description where he talks about it. But I'll show how it's done at the end of this video as well. Infernal Cry, here you can put whatever. Enraged War Cry is really good. Premeditation's very good. Ingenuity is very good. And Murder's Intent is quality of life. And Dazing Cry is also quality of life. Seismic Cry, barely use it because everything is just dead already before you can even, you know, do it. So you'll barely ever see something just being stunned. But if something is stunned, then you can quickly use it. But yeah, it needs to be alive and stunned in order to use it. But if you can't use it, Raging Cry, Inspiration, Corrupting Cry. Shield Charge, this is just your mobility. You don't need any supports in here. This is just to do this. And I have a weapon swap with Crest of Ardura for more cooldown reduction. And then it's only 1.2 seconds.
I'm not ready.
So you can just constantly use this little leap or little charge. This is only to go from point A to B. So let's say you have to do some massive backtracking because there's one elite still alive on the other side of the map. Well, then this is your friend. So that's why I have that. This is the important one. Shield Wall. This you only do for bosses. As you can see, I want to have a fortress so you can put it around the boss. Then you have Persistence to make it last a bit longer. And Font of Rage, which builds up the rage. Very useful. Time of Need to get a little healing. Fast forward so it happens a bit faster. cannibalism, so whenever you kill a mob, you get healed, and vitality to get more life regen. Really good stuff. And this is the big new one. No more Herald of Ash. Now we use Herald of Ice with magnified effect to make it really big. Primal armament. You want to have cold penetration, cold mastery, and long shot. This will probably get nerfed. I don't know how hard. If it gets nerfed to a way where the entire build is bricked, then I'll make a new video with what to use next. But yeah, these are all the gems. Let's go over the passive tree. The passive tree is quite complex. You're a Titan. You want to go for Hulking Form. You want to go for Earthbreaker and Mysterious Lineage for more life. This is for more aftershocks, and this is to increase the small passive skills by 50%. Really good. If you're having stun issues, use Crushing Impacts instead of life. But you should be getting enough stun build up to not need this. So you want to go for all the life. You want to go for some armor. You want to go for the double body armor. Well, 80%, almost double. And get some block. Don't get block on low level. These will be things that you can get later on. But if you are dying a lot, then this can save your life. So block here, and block here. That's all the block you need. Get as much AoE and aftershock effect as possible. More damage. Some stun threshold over here. More damage. Double empowerment, really good. More aftershocks and damage. A lot of strength. If you're having big strength issues, then you can also take these 5 points. But then you have to take out some damage from either here or here. So you have to choose wisely. Really big on this build, slowing potency. You really need this, 48%. Your, what's it called? Stampede is heavily affected by movement speed. So get as much of the slowing potency as possible. I got Titanic Form here. Titanic is really good. More stun buildup, stun threshold, more stun buildup over here as well. And you can also take these stun buildups, but I haven't picked them yet. Most importantly, Giant's Blood. And for all the people that do not have Astromentis, take Resolute Technique. You can take this point out. Like, this is a waste of points. I still got to change this. I only noticed this just now as I'm going over it. So this is a wasted point. You can put it elsewhere. So you can put that in Resolute Technique or just put it in more stun buildup or damage or anything. Lots of AoE over here. More damage over here. Pure damage. Like, you want to get as much damage as possible. So this point, I can put it in here. More attack damage, for example. All resistances. Very important blood magic, so you don't have to deal with the mana. So you don't need mana on your gear. This one is huge, guys. Take this jewel socket. My jewel has some movement speed, attack speed, and damage against the rares and uniques, which really helps with the one shot. Same over here. And I think I have another one over... How many do you have? 1, 2... Oh yeah, and this one over here. You also, if you would be level 100, take these 4. All resist is everything, guys, because elemental damage is very likely to kill you. Physical damage, not so much. So yeah, these are massive. Where was I? Oh yeah, so let's quickly go over the rest of the tree. Go all the way down here. Take more AoE. Take Iron Reflexes to turn all the evasion into armor. Very, very strong. And then I'll go over the unique gems really quick. So this jewel is a unique against the Darkness Time Lost Jewel. You want to get 1% maximum life. For the small notables, you see how many small notables are here. Yeah, these are all good. Like, literally everything in the circle is pretty damn good. And the other thing is 4% increased strength. Well, there's a lot of big notables here as well that it can apply to. So yeah, definitely take this one. Super good. It is kind of expensive though. I also have this one, Prism of Belief, +3 level 2 Stampede skills. I use Stampede instead of Hammer of the Gods. Hammer of the Gods is already strong enough, but you can put it on there. I don't see why you would do that, because Hammer of the Gods is very expensive, and this one is super cheap. And the last one, and this saves me 11 points, Controlled Metamorphosis. Get as low as possible elemental resistance and as low as possible chaos resistance on there. And then you can take Polymathy, jack of all trades, and sand in the eye. As you can see, expensive build, but it can work as a budget as well. You just, yeah, need to take out some damage or just not get this at all. But this is very useful though, so keep that in mind. You also want to get sand in the eyes if you do have this one, because a little bit more attack speed and blinding enemies is very useful. Quality of life once again. As my second weapon set, I take out all the damage and go for a cooldown reduction to be able to use that charge as much as possible, the shield charge. So this is just for mobility. Yeah, that's the passive tree. Let's now go over gear. So I have the weapon, get as much strength, melee skills, and damage as possible. I bought this one for the D, and then I slammed a Vow on it and got the third socket. So I got lucky. But just get a weapon with attack speed or strength or melee skills. Even attribute requirement reduction is very strong. So then you don't need as much strength. This is a really good helm because movement speed is insane. You get 20% attack speed and 10% movement speed. So it's super quality of life. Even though it has no stats, this is just really good. And this works for me. So yeah, take that one. This is super expensive. If you can't afford it, then just get a amulet with plus melee skills and life and attributes and resistances, whatever works for you. Shields, you want to get as much block chance as possible. Block is everything. Block OP, guys. Lots of armor, life, additional physical damage reduction. Get as much maximum elemental resistances and whatever rest you need. My chest is currently maximum life, soul core, and elemental resistances. This gives me 75% all resist because of the 5 sockets. So this is super good. The best one would be, it's very expensive though, you want to get attributes and all elemental resistances. That would be really crazy. You'll lose some life, but in the end, it's really worth it. So yeah, definitely get one of these. They're not that expensive. The one that I'm using right now is like maybe a couple D. So it is definitely affordable. This one's really important. Bulky. This ring tech was brought to my attention by Karn. I saw Karn was shattering everything. So I was like, hey, how do you shatter? And then he showed me this ring. And this ring together with Herald of Ice will basically completely clear all your screen. Super good. This will probably get nerfed. And as in, like, not the ring, but Herald of Ice is going to get nerfed. 100%. Second ring. Just get as much attributes as possible. All resist as possible. Get some rarity, life. And this is the only place where I have life leech, by the way. So physical damage as leeched as life. Super good. If these gloves, Hands of Wisdom and Action, are getting nerfed, then you can also get life leech on your gloves. Or you can even get it on the weapon. But best place is either ring or gloves. Ingenuity to buff both rings. I mean, with only one ring, it might be a little overkill. But for me, it helps with strength. So this is really good. This is expensive. If you can't afford it, get a yellow belt with a lot of strength, resistances, and life. Boots. 35% movement speed, almost mandatory. 35% is 30% is also good. Like I said, you want to be able to do this little charge as quick as possible, because otherwise it will feel clunky. So yeah, that's all the gear. For a charm, you want to use immunity to freeze. There's really no other option, because getting frozen is the worst ever. But yeah, that is everything. It is very expensive with this gear, but you can do it as a budget. It will just be a bit more clunky. I absolutely one-shot bosses. Oh yeah, and I was going to tell you how to do that. The secret tech, Trample Toe. Deal 35% of overkill damage to enemies within 2 meters of the enemy killed. For bosses, I literally only switch boots. I build up my rage with the Font of Rage. Once it's like 30%, then I go to the boss. I put this around him. I shout. I use my hammer, and I just spam it. And the boss will take many millions of damage. So far, I've only tested it on a single player boss. And 35 million is all the health they have on their highest difficulty. Some people call it T4. I have been calling it T5, but I'm gonna just call it T4 as well because it seems to be confusing people. But yeah, the highest difficulty boss gets one-shotted this way. So what do? You put the wall, you shout, you hammer, and then you spam the wall. And it kills everything. This will absolutely obliterate bosses. I do see this getting nerfed, this interaction. But yeah, these boots are super cheap. Use it while you can. Have some fun. And if there's any questions, you can find me on Twitch or even on YouTube Live. Looking forward to see you. Have a good day, guys.